active than his illustrious sons, was keeping out of trouble and leading Group N. Richard Burns was now a comfortable 3 minutes ahead of teammate Alistair McRae, could he now afford to relax and just drive for his biggest win to date. David Llewellyn, displaying the same balance he used in karts, squash and horse riding, was leading the Formula 2 category and lying 5th overall.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For Gwyndaf Evans, life was about to get hectic. Malcolm Wilson's Group A car has 70 more brake horsepower than the Welshman's much less modified Group N version. With that sort of power difference, Gwyndaf would be keeping a beady eye on his driving mirror if it any sense. Sure enough, he was soon overhauled. Shortly after this, a track control arm broke and poor Gwyndaf crashed into the scenery and out of the rally. Meanwhile, Malcolm Wilson was notching up fastest times on virtually every stage.
That left over crack.
With Evans out and Wilson's bad start to the day, Ford were now looking towards young Robbie Head to salvage the rally and win Group N. Top privateer Brian Bell was going exceptionally well before a major excursion on the last stage of the day.
Well, you've made it to service, Brian. Do you think you'll be able to continue tomorrow?
I don't think so. It looks a little bit too bad of a state.
Yes.
What, the handling?
Yes, it's not quite straight on the handling, and I think it would be dangerous to continue.
Although there was snow on the hills, a warm Sunday morning brought out the crowds to the forests north of Perth to see if Saturday's dramas would continue. The works Subarus seem unstoppable in this championship, and Richard Burns and his secret weapon, co-driver Robert Reed, who lives in these parts, drove beautifully, keeping the 300 brake horsepower well under control to preserve his lead. McRae Sr., 5 times British rally champion, was driving well before a broken joint on the steering put him out of the rally. Chris Birkbeck, in his privately entered Vauxhall, had pushed Llewellyn's works car since the start, but a mechanical failure sidelined him. Although they'd had to change a turbo on their Audi, Johnny Milner and David Orrick were having a good run in 5th place in the Shell Scholarship car. Malcolm Wilson, meanwhile, knew his second Scottish win had eluded him, but his performance was quite mesmerising. From a lowly 41st place, he'd clawed his way back to a position in the top 10 by the middle of Sunday morning. 2 privateers with something to smile about were Kevin Curran in 8th place, and 1 place above him, the happy Australian Paul Dyers, who now lives in Lichfield. Peugeot's works entry was in the hands of Paul Franklin. He'd pushed the little 205 up into 6th.
We've started again. Misfiring, but we've started.
Last stage turbo boost problems dropped Milner down to 9th, but gave him a grandstand seat.
That was Malcolm just going off, getting past us.
But Wilson managed to keep it together to finish 5th. A magnificent drive, but a big disappointment. David Llewellyn and Ian Grinrod had a remarkably trouble-free run to finish 4th overall and win the Formula 2 section in their works Astra. After 2 non-finishes on the trot, where better than on home ground for a Group N win, 3rd overall for Scott Robbie Head. Brendan Creeley's consistent driving had amassed enough points for him to lead the Lombard Junior Championship. And there was more.
It's quite a good result. It's just a shopping car, so after 3 rounds now we find ourselves leading Group N overall. We're still leading Formula 2 in the championship as well. So it's been quite a tough event. We've had to fall back on the leaderboard overall a bit to make sure we got our class win, which is the most important. It's been a good event for us.
Although Subaru have yet to win a World Championship rally, they appear to be unbeatable on British soil. And for Richard Burns, a record. The youngest ever driver to achieve a hat-trick of wins on a British Championship at only 22.
We'll be back in the autumn with such attractions as Tony Mason in a tank,